Namaste students and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about inverse trigonometric function. So before going to this topic, inverse trigonometric function, let us recall the trigonometric functions that we got in our previous classes, that we in class 10 and class 11. So the trigonometric functions that we got in our previous classes are sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, the inverse of sin theta cosec, cos secant theta and cot theta. These are the trigonometric functions. Okay. Next, but today's our topic is inverse trigonometric function. What is the inverse of, what is the reverse of sin theta? So inverse trigonometric function. What is the reverse of sin theta? How we can write the reverse of sin theta? Reverse of sin theta, that is sin inverse theta. Reverse of cos theta, cos inverse theta. Reverse of tan theta, tan inverse theta. Cosec, cosec inverse. Secant inverse. Cot inverse. So these are the inverse trigonometric functions. So let me take some examples to show the inverse trigonometric function. If I write, suppose let sin x is equal to y. To find the value of x, what we can do? We will take this sign to the other side. As we can see, to find the value of x, if I bring sign to this side, it will be 1 by sin y. This 1 by sin, I can write it as sin inverse y. Isn't it? Similarly, if I write let tan x is equal to y. So what will be the value of x here? X will be, 10 will go to the right hand side, it will become 1 by 10 y, which means x will be equal to tan inverse y. Okay. So to understand more, let me take some more examples. To understand more, let me take some more examples. Let x into y is equal to 4. Just a simple example without the trigonometric functions. To find the value of x, I'll take this y to the other side, which will become 1 by y into 4, which means 1 by y, I can write it as y to the power minus 1 into 4. In case of normal numbers, normal variables, I can write this. Similarly, one more example, if I take, suppose sin 1 by 2 is equal to y. Sin inverse 1 by 2 is equal to y. So how can we solve this sin inverse 1 by 2 is equal to y? Sine inverse, if it goes to the other side, it will become sine y. Now half. In our previous classes we got that the sine value, where sine of a degree, okay, we got 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60, 90, okay. So sine which degree will be half. We'll understand that, we recall the table again. Yes, we know that sine 30 degree is equal to sine y. The sine 30 is half. We know that from our previous classes. So if we cancel this sine, then we can get the value of y as 30 degree. Isn't it? This 30 degree in a radian form. In a radian form, I can write it as pi by 6. Okay, let us recall some more points, that is angles in radian. Okay, so the first angle, if I take it as 360 degree, 360 in a radian form, I can write it as pi. Okay, then half of 360, that is 180. Sorry, 360 we can write it as 2 pi. 180, half of 2 pi will be pi, and half of 180, which is 90, will be pi by 2 in a radian form. Half of 90, that is 45, will be pi by 4. Now, how to represent 30 degree in a radian form? Pi by 180 into 30 degree. So 30 I can write it as pi by 6. Similarly, 60 degree, pi by 180 into 60. 63 is a 180. That means 30 in a radian form, I can write it as pi by 3. So 360, 180, 90, 45, 30 we got in a radian form. 60 also we got in a radian form. Now let us also recall the trigonometric table. So how to find out the values of 0 degree, sine 0, sine 0, sine 30, sine 45, sine 60 and sine 90. Let us see. So I will write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and I will divide these numbers by 4. Let us divide all the numbers by 4 and I will take the root over and then I will find out the value of sine 0 degree. So what will be the value of sine 0 degree? Sine 0 by 4, root over 0 by 4 will be 0. Root over 1 by 4, I can write it as root over 1 by root over 4. Root over 1 is equal to 1, root over 4 is equal to 2. That means sine 30 is equal to half. Similarly here, root 2 by root 4. Root 2 by root 4. Before that I can cancel 2 and 4, isn't it? So if I cancel 2 and 4, I'll get 2 and the 2, 2 2s are 4. That means root over 1 by root over 2. So root over 1 is equal to 1. The value for sine 45 will be 1 by root 2. Similarly here, root 3 by root 4, which will be root 3 by 2. 4 will be cancelled, that is root 1 by root 1, which will be equal to 1. That means sine 0 degree we got 0, sine 30 half, sine 45 1 by root 2, sine 60 root 3 by 2, sine 90 1. Now the next trigonometric function, that is cos. Cos does the reverse of this table. I write it as sine 0 will be here 1, sine 30 will be root 3 by 2, sine 45 same 1 by root 2, sine 60 will be 1 by 2. Just a reverse of the table I have written here. Sine 60 with this 1 by 2 and sine 90 will be 0. Next, let us write down 10. As we know, tan is equal to sine by cos. Many questions we have done with this concept in our previous classes. So tan is equal to sine by cos. Sine by cos 0 by 1, 0. 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2 will give you 1 by root 3. 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2 will give you 1. Root 3 by 2 divided by 1 by 2 will be root 3. 1 by 0 will be infinity. Next, cot. Just the reverse of 10. Cot 0 infinity. Cot 30 root 3. Cot 45 1. Cot 30 1 by root 3. And cot 90 will be 0. Next, cosec. Cosec is just the inverse, just the reciprocal of sine. Cosec is the reciprocal of sine. Reciprocal of sine, that means 0 by 1, 1 by 0 will be infinity. 1 by 2 will be 2. 1 by root 2, root 2 by 1, 2 by root 3 and 0 by 1 will be 0. Sec, the reciprocal of cos, 1 by 1, 1, 2 by root 3, root 2, 2 and 1 by 0 will be infinity. Okay. Oh, just a mistake here. Cosec 1 by 1 it will be 1, not, it's not 0, huh? Cosec it will be 1. Isn't it? So we formed a trigonometric table. Now in case of infinity we will consider it as not defined. Okay, that means 0 by 1 it's not defined. 0, sorry, not 0 by 1, it's 1 by 0 is not defined. 1 by 0 is not defined. So 1 by 0 we got here cot, na? 1 by 0, so it is not defined. Then cosec 1 by 0, it is not defined. Similarly here 10, 0 by 10 is 1 by 0, not defined. Then sec is the reciprocal of cos, 0 by 1 by 0, that is not defined. Okay. That means I have used this sine is equal to 1 by cosec, or cosec is equal to 1 by sine. We got it in our previous class. Cos equal to 1 by sec, sec is equal to 1 by cos, tan equal to 1 by cot, cot equal to 1 by tan. With these formulas I find out the trigonometric table. Till here we have understood the previous classes, whatever we have learned. Now as we all know that the trigonometric functions, they are periodic functions. So if they are periodic functions, so they cannot be the inverse. Their inverse does not exist. So if the inverse does not exist, so what we can do in that case? So if the inverse does not exist, so we will restrict the domain and the codomain in a particular range. So let us understand the range and domain of this trigonometric functions. Okay. So the range and the domain for trigonometric functions will take two families, that of family 1 and family 2. So in family 1, that is the sine family. In the sine family, sine, cosec is also the sine family, and tan is also the sine family. And then in the second family, the second family members will be cos. Cos will then remain sec and cot. So in the first family, that is the sine family, which exists sine, cosec and tan. In the second family, that is cos family, cos, sec and cot. So we will consider the 6 trigonometric function in 2 families. Okay. So in the first family, that is sine, cosec and tan, what are the range? So sine, the range for the sine is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Similarly for cosec, minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 in a closed bracket. The closed bracket means minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 is included, and the between these two range. Then minus 2 for cosec, minus pi by 2 by pi by 2, these two in a closed bracket. That means these two range will be considered with the including numbers, including angles, minus 0. Why 0? Because sine 0 is not defined, so this 0 will be neglected. 10 will be under open bracket minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So this is the range and the domain for 10. The meaning for open bracket is minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 will not be included. Okay, minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Minus pi by 2, the value for it is minus 90 and 90. As we know, for 10, 90 it is not defined. So this 2 will not be included. So I have written it as, so it is given in an open bracket. Okay, so hope you have understood about the first family, that is the range and the domain for the first family. Okay, so next let us understand the range and domain for the second family, that is cos family. That is in cos family, cos, sec and cot. So in cot family, 0 and pi, under closed bracket 0 and pi. The range and the domain for cos family is 0 and pi. For the sec, 0 and pi minus pi by 2 will be cancelled. Why? Sec pi by 2, that is 90. For sec 90 it is not defined, so pi by 2 will be neglected and 0 and pi will be included. 0 pi will be included, but pi by 2 is not included. For cot, open bracket 0 and pi. Okay, it will be open bracket because 0 and pi will not be included here. So it will, the angles between 0 and pi will be included. So these two families we need to remember for finding out range and domain for this inverse trigonometric function. Okay. Let us solve the exercise 2.1. The first question. Find the principal value sine inverse minus 1 by 2. Let sine inverse minus 1 by 2 is equal to y. Minus 1 by 2, I will take this minus sine inverse to the other side, which will become sine y. half. The value for sine half in which degree? 30 degree, that is pi by 6. So I can write it as minus sine pi by 6 is equal to sine y. Sine, if we compare this to, sine will be cancelled. Minus pi by 6 is equal to y, that is y equal to minus pi by 6. So this minus pi by 6, to find out the principal value, we need to recall the range. The range for sine was minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 under close bracket. This was the range for sine. And this minus pi by 6 will lie between these two range. Okay. So that means minus pi by 6 belongs to minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So therefore, principal value is minus pi by 6. So hence the answer. Okay. Let us solve the second question, that is cos inverse root 3 by 2. Cos inverse root 3 by 2. Let cos inverse root 3 by 2 is equal to y. I'll show this question in another method. Let us see. Cos inverse root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2 for cos. Root 3 by 2 I got with pi by 6. Root 3 by 2 cos root 3 by 2, that is pi by 6. So in place of root 3 by 2 I can write this cos pi by 6 is equal to y. Cos inverse and cos, these two will be cancelled. Pi by 6 remain, is equal to y. That means y is equal to pi by 6. So as we remember that for cos, the second family, cos family, the range was from 0 to pi under close bracket. So 0 to pi, pi by 6, that is 30. Pi by 6 is 30 degree. And 0 by 90 is 0 and it is 180. Yes, this 30 lies between 0 and 180. So therefore, this y equal to pi by 6, it belongs 0 and pi. So therefore, principal value is pi by 6. Hence the result. Okay. Let us solve the third question. The third question is given as cosec inverse 2. Cosec inverse 2. Let cosec inverse 2 is equal to y. 2 cosec will go to the other side, which become cosec y. So cosec for pi by 6, it will be 2. Cosec pi by 6 is equal to cosec y. On comparing both sides, I can write as y equal to pi by 6. Can you remember under which domain this cosec lie? Cosec belongs, first of all, cosec belongs to the first family. Sine, cosec and tan belongs to the first family. sine, cosec and tan. So cosec lie between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, but 0 is not included. 0 is not included. So yes, this belongs to minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, and 0 is not included. It's neglected. So therefore the principal value is pi by 6. Next, let us solve the fourth question. Hope all of you have understood. If you remember the trigonometric table and the domain, this exercise is very easy. Just you need to practice. The fourth question is given as tan inverse minus root 3. Tan inverse minus root 3. Tan inverse minus root 3. Okay. Let tan inverse minus root 3 equal to y. So I can write minus root 3 is equal to 10 y. What is the value for root 3? 10 pi by 3. So minus 10 pi by 3 is equal to 10 y. So on comparing, 10 will be cancelled. So y is equal to minus pi by 3. What was the domain for 10 here? Yes, it's open bracket minus pi by 2, pi by 2. That means minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 will not be included. Minus 90, 90 के बीच में होगा, ठीक है? Minus 90 और 90 के बीच में होगा. तो minus pi by 3, what it is? Minus pi by 3 is 60. Yes, it lies between it. So belongs to open bracket minus pi by 2, pi by 2. Therefore the principal value is minus pi by 3. Okay, this was the fourth question. Let me solve the fifth question, that is given as cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Cos inverse minus pi by 2. Cos inverse half, sorry, cos inverse half, cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Okay, so let cos inverse 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 is equal to y. Minus 1 by 2 is equal to cos y. हाफ cos के लिए हाफ कहाँ पे है 60, that is pi by 3 minus cos pi by 3 is equal to cos y. Minus root pi by 3 equal to y, that means y equal to minus pi by 3. Till here we have understood. Now let us see, to find out the principal value, the value for y should lie between a domain. So cos, the second family cos, 0 to pi, close bracket, 0 to 180. But minus pi by 3 does not lie between 0 and 180. So this is not the principal value. So how to find out the principal value? To find out the principal value, subtract pi minus pi by 3. So if I take LCM here, 3 pi minus pi, that is equal to 2 pi by 3. So 2 pi by 3 will lie between 0 and 180. 0 and pi. Okay. So 2 pi by 3 will lie between 0 and pi. Therefore, the principal value will be 2 pi by 3. So for cos it's a little bit different, because the minus pi by 3, it does not lie between 0 and pi. To find out the principal value, the value for y will lie between a domain. It should lie between a domain. The restricted value, it should lie. So hope you have understood. Let us solve the next question. Question number 6. 10 minus 1. Tan inverse minus 1. Let tan inverse minus 1 equal to y. Tan inverse, this is a value for minus will come out, for tan minus comes out. For the value of 1 into y minus tan inverse, for the value of 1, tan 1, 45, it is pi by 4. Tan pi by 4 equal to y. So minus pi by 4 equal to y. So y is equal to minus pi by 4. So the range for tan was minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. And as we know, minus pi by 4 lies between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So the principal value is minus pi by 4. Okay. Hope all of you are understanding. Let's solve the next question. It's question number 7. Sec inverse 2 by root 3. Sec inverse 2 by root 3. Let sec inverse 2 by root 3 is equal to y. Sec inverse 2 by root 3, for sec 2 by root 3 is pi by 6. Sec pi by 6 is equal to y. So pi by 6 is equal to y. That means y equal to pi by 6. Is this pi by 6 lie between? What is for sec? Sec is the second family. Cos, sec and cot, they belongs to the second family. Cos, sec. Sec will be 0 pi under close bracket minus pi by 2. So let us solve the next question. That is 8. Cot inverse root 3. Question number 8, that is cot inverse root 3. Cot inverse root 3 is equal to, let this inverse is equal to y. So let cot inverse root 3 is equal to y. Cot inverse, in place of root 3 I can write pi by 6. Cot pi by 6, that is equal to y. Cot inverse and cot will be cancelled. So pi by 6 is equal to y. That is y equal to pi by 6. Y equal to pi by 6, which belongs to, for cot, sec and cot, it belongs to the second family. That is open bracket 0 and pi. Pi by 6, yes, it belongs to 0 and pi. So therefore principal value is pi by 6. Okay, hope you have understood. Let us solve the next question, that is cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. Cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. Cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. Let cos inverse minus 1 by root 2 is equal to y. So cos inverse cos 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 will be pi by 4 minus no, oh sorry. So minus cos, minus will come out, cos inverse 1 by root 2. In this case, what we can do, directly we can write cos, we can write pi minus cos inverse 1 by root 2 equal to 1. For cos it is a bit different. So pi minus cos inverse 1 by root 2 for pi by 4 equal to y. Pi minus pi by 4 equal to y. 4 pi minus pi by 4 equal to y. So y will be equal to 3 pi by 4. Cos belongs to the second family. So it will be between 0 and pi. Yes, 3 pi by 4, it lies between these two, 0 and pi. So therefore principal value is 3 pi by 4. Okay, this is for question number 9, 3 pi by 4. Next, the last question for this exercise, that is question number 10. Given as question number 10 is given as cosec minus root 2. Cosec inverse minus root 2. Cosec inverse minus root 2. Let cosec inverse minus root 2 equal to y. Cosec inverse root 2, minus will come out, minus will come out, root 2 equal to y minus cosec minus 1 for root 2, cosec root 2, root 2 or 2, cosec root 2 it's pi by 4, cosec pi by 4 equal to y. So minus pi by 4 equal to y. So y is equal to minus pi by 4. Cosec belongs to the first family, sine, cosec and tan. So minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 where 0 is neglected belongs to minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 where 0 is included. So therefore principal value is minus pi by 4. So hope all of you have understood. Okay, for in today's class I'll end here. So the next topic and the next exercise we'll do in the next class. Thank you.